I'm here on a job site with Tim, who owns his own electrical contracting business.
3 employees and 2 work trucks.
Tim traded up to Geico Commercial Auto Insurance. We're positively here where he needs us most.
They sure are.
With step-by-step help on all his insurance needs, all for shockingly low rates.
Shockingly low, huh?
It's just a little bit of electrician humour. Do you get it?
I got it.
You know, it feels like we have a real connection. All right, I'll stop.
Get a commercial auto insurance quote today at geico.com and see how much you could save. It feels good to Geico.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Christian Moore back to Jack Goodchild on the blue line. He manages to get it wide to Jacob Minter. Goodchild with the shot, and the Slough Jets are taking the lead on the power play with 23 seconds remaining. And Jack Goodchild is Kane Russell with the shot cross goal. No need for the save from Lorne. And Campbell has found himself on. And it's 3-1 to the Johnson Chieftains. They have him back quickly.
And welcome to Zero Pucks Given, the UK Ice Hockey Podcast, hosted by me, Ben Hyde.
And me, Katelin Norpiner.
Yes, and always remember we are sponsored by the Hockey Art Co. You can get 10% off everything there when you use the code ZP10. And we are part of the Sports Social Podcast Network, the largest sport podcast network in Europe, boasting more than 700 podcasts from more than 30 different sports. And we're absolutely delighted that Zero Pucks Given is a part of it. Hey, Jim, mate, you all right?
I'm good, how are you?
I'm absolutely exhausted. We've both had a mental month so far, and it's getting even more mental as we get to the end of the month. So the first thing to hit on is obviously you've not long been back from Edinburgh. You went and represented ZPG for the first ever national hockey.
Yeah, like what a trip, honestly. So it was just, long story short, I just had a great time. Yeah. It was obviously my first time watching international hockey, which is just insane. How I haven't done it before, I don't know, but the level is just crazy. And you know what? I just really enjoyed spending time with my mum and just watching hockey, you know, something we've always loved doing. But then also meeting so many people, which was really nice. But yeah, it was a really good sort of couple of days. Long journey back though, which is always the worst part. But yeah, no, it was a really good little trip, and I'm glad I was representing the pod, obviously.
Yeah, I suppose because you were wearing your jersey, people they're recognising you even quicker rather than just recognising your face.
Just my face, yeah. I had a few people come up to me and say that they'd seen like my personal TikToks, or they were subscribed to ZPG and they sort of like had seen me around. I was like, oh, like just come and say hi, like, you know. But yeah, no, it was a really good, well, two game days, and then the journey up there, and then we went sightseeing in Edinburgh before we did the pod last week. So yeah, it was a really nice few days.
I mean, over the whole course of the European Cup of Nations, organisation-wise, it looked like it went off without a hitch. It just looked brilliantly organised.
Yeah, it was really well organised. The only thing that, you know, could have gone wrong was the goals kept coming off, but the rink staff had it all sorted, you know. They did everything they could. The fire extinguisher came out a few times. So there was a few, like, delays, but other than that, like, it was just so well organised.
It is an old rink as well, though, isn't it?
Yes. The seats are just something else. Honestly, like, I don't know if you guys had seen, like, the story I put up of my actual seat. Like, could you even call it a seat? I don't know. Like, it was like a awful old pub chair. Like, it was awful, but it's an old rink, and I can say I've been there.
I don't know if they were designed like that maybe for a Scottish gentleman to be able to put his kilt down the gap behind the back and then sit his bare ass on the soft bit of the chair.
Yeah, honestly though, like, I had to force my chair down because where we decided to sit, I could see the whole rink. Yeah. And there was also like a pole, so when I was filming, I could stand up and not block anyone's view. Oh. But the seat there was like, I literally had to proper push it down. I thought like I was going to break my arm doing it or something.
And over the course of the weekend, you saw them beat Ukraine in overtime for the Turkey winner, and then they lost to Slovenia the following day. Yes. So because there was, we shared it out, new Lions, obviously Ben Clark-Leach, you got to chat with Ben Clark-Leach.
Yes,
as well while you were up there. Brindley Caps, Finn Braden, all these guys impressed. So is third maybe what was expected out of that new roster?
I don't know. I thought potentially second. I mean, after the first sort of Slovenia game I saw, which I think was against Poland.
Poland, I think, yeah.
Poland, yeah. It's been such a busy week since I got back. I've literally forgot everything that's happened. But I see Slovenia, and you could just tell, like, Slovenia were probably the best out of the four. Ukraine shocked me as well. Ukraine were really good. I'd say Poland, they finished where sort of they should have in the four groups that were there. I think third, maybe a bit disappointing. I think they could have pushed for second, but it's one of them things. And, I think they'll be happy with the results that they did get. Yeah,
I think it probably would have just been regulation win over Ukraine rather than
over Ukraine, yeah.
That would have pushed them into second. But, yeah, I think with the amount of new players there in the squad, and obviously the new players all, they impressed as well. Finn Braden got on the score sheet. They started the Saturday night against Poland and, put in a good performance. So I think it's really good signs for the future. And in all honesty, I mean, that Great Britain team, aside from a couple of people that have jumped in, that Great Britain team has been together for years. Not made the Olympics, or, it's got itself up into Pool A, and it had that moment last year when it was out in Czechia. They took the lead against Canada, and everyone was like, "Oh my God!"
Yeah, like, wow.
So to get their moments again, we're going to have to get these guys some time. They've got to play at the highest level to get used to it a bit more. So, but I think it's all good signs, and like I say, a well organised tournament. Great for the Scottish fans to have GB up in Edinburgh. There's not really many places right in the south that would be suitable for GB.
Suitable, no. That was the only issue, it being so far up north. And obviously I'm not that, I'm quite far down south. It was a long old journey, but it was bloody worth it. So it's always fine.
And then obviously whilst you were up there, you said you bumped into a few people. You had there was a lovely couple of pictures of you and Watty.
Yeah.
Us lot that all do this as a hobby, it's a kind of a weird community that you kind of have this instant respect for each other when you see each other. Because you know exactly how much time it takes to do it.
I've never met Watty. I've been in the same place as him, obviously, when I was volunteering for Stars and stuff, but I've never actually met him. Just straight away, one of them things, because we did the exact same thing, just so much love there already. And then another person I met literally as soon as I walked through the doors into the rink, who we actually do have on next week.
We do.
Is Nick Rothwell, founder of Retribe. So, I literally walked through the doors to the rink on the Thursday, and he was like, "You're the Dairy Puck Skimming girl." I was like, "I am indeed." And that was it.
That's amazing. Yeah, I had spoke with Nick previously and said that you were going to be up there. So it was everything that Nick's doing with Retribe is just incredible.
Amazing,
by the time you're hearing this, he would have released some really exciting news about Retribe as well, which we'll be discussing with him next week, as well as the progress that's been made. Time goes so quickly. I was only thinking about it yesterday because I spoke to Nick yesterday. And I thought to myself, God, when he first came on was nearly 2 years ago. And when me and Nick actually met up in London and met for the first time, that was over a year ago.
Scary, isn't it?
It's crazy how quickly time goes. But everything he's done with Retribe has been so positive, and it's now really got some traction with, International Ice Hockey Federation, like literally with the IIHF. He's done, proper work with them, getting the name of it out there, and obviously the ambassadors that he's announcing are just going to help massively.
And it's such an amazing thing. It's the gap in the market that this sport had, and it's exactly what this sport needs. So he's doing amazing stuff over there, and I'm so glad it's getting bigger.
Yeah, absolutely. And then obviously, apart from European Cup Nations and Edinburgh and all that, obviously we've got hockey going on the telly.
Yes.
In the Olympics, which is great to see. I've been really enjoying watching the women's hockey.
I can't say I've been watching any. Unfortunately, I'm just not in at the moment to watch any telly.
I'm working from home, so I'm obviously not at home right now, but I have the telly on in the background only when the Olympics is on, because any Olympics, because It comes around once every 4 years. I have to watch as much of it as I can.
Yeah.
You know, and once every 4 years, I get obsessed with curling. I don't know why. I can't even explain why. But I find it so engaging. I can't take my eyes off it.
That's funny. I haven't got any interest in curling.
Really? See, I wouldn't have outside of an Olympic cycle, I don't think. But I think it might be because Britain are actually good at it.
Could it?
And I say Britain, they're all Scottish. The Scottish are really good at it. And the actual curling stones actually come from a little island off the coast of Scotland. And that's where all the Olympic curling stones come from. And It's made out of this granite that is on this island. But they've kind of got an advantage there, I suppose, because they've got the raw material there.
Yeah, cool.
To learn with.
There was a curling rink next to the ice rink.
Yeah, a few of I think the Dumfries Ice Bowl has actually got the curling markings on the ice rink.
On the ice, yeah.
So they could do it there. There's a couple that have got that, I think, as well, because it is a very much north of the border, a very popular sport.
Yeah.
I love that when the Winter Olympics on. The women's hockey has been terrific. The men's hockey started yesterday, which has been an amazing start. To see it's just to see all these NHL players playing out there is brilliant. But yeah, I was massively shocked by the USA 5 Canada 0 in the women's hockey the other day. That was a big shock.
Yeah, that was a big old shock. I did see that. You know, I might not be watching it, but I do see the results, and that one did shock me.
Yeah, because from the first few games I'd watched, I thought, you know, I think USA beat. I can't remember who it was. They beat them 5-1, or I think it was 5-1. I thought, you know, they were good, but I can't see them troubling Canada playing like that. And then they absolutely battered Canada.
Yeah.
So it was crazy. So yeah, that's worth keeping an eye on. Obviously, if you like hockey in the UK, you wouldn't be listening to this otherwise, I don't think. No. But get on the Olympic hockey because it's just so good to watch.
Just whack it on in the background. You'll end up making it not background.
yeah. It's not like But if anyone from my work is listening to this, I don't get distracted by it. It's just on in the background, but it's.
Tucked away.
But yeah, so much going on, which is cool. And then we've had obviously pretty earth-shattering news out of the Britton Division this week as well, where Chelmsford Chieftains announced that Lewis Clifford is stepping down at the end of the season.
Yeah. It's obviously it's never nice to hear that, you know, a coach is leaving anywhere because, you know, it that shakes up any club. But clearly it's been a decision he's really thought about. And you know what, the reasons he stated, I do not blame him. No one, especially at this level, should be spending their time on motorways, knackered most days, you know, that's not what it should be, you know, given him in return. So, you know, he's served his purpose at Chelmsford and he served it well. And I think
agree.
Sometimes...
Yeah, I don't think it was a shock. It wasn't a shock for me, to be honest. I think
No.
I've spent a bit of time with Cliff. We've done, you know, he's been on the pod for a good hour episode. He did the coach's thoughts was always really good from Cliff, and I've done, you know, pre-match with him and just chatting at rinks when we've been there together. And I kind of always thought it was a 3-year project, and it's not that he's ever explicitly said that to me, but that's always the vibe that I got, because he came in first year, won the playoffs, came into the second year, won the cup, and looking at this year, like I said, I honestly do think they can go and win the league this year. And that could be, you know, a little catalyst for them, knowing that, you know, Cliff said, look, I'm like a mic drop.
I want to do this.
I'm gonna at least win the league.
Let's do this in my last season, yeah.
And let's do it properly. Yeah. So, yeah, not a massive shock for me, but it's still, yeah. And as I posted,
still obviously not nice.
It's not, no, because like you said, it's going to cause obviously a little, you know, change of how things are done, systems and other things. So, but
and obviously now brings all the rumours like who is going to come in and so that I mean it's good for us. Gets a good old talking point out of it.
It does get a talking point out there. And as I say, when we shared the post on social media, and I'll reiterate now, just a massive thank you to Cliff for all of his input on ZPG over the years, even. You know, back from the first playoff finals that I did at Milton Keynes, which was the end of the season for Chelmsford, where he was going to be coming in the next season, and he did his first sort of, you know, little chat with me there at Planet Ice Milton Keynes. So he's been a really, really keen supporter of it, which has been fantastic. And yeah, I mean the rumour mill. A few people have sort of spoke to me throughout the week, and I've thought possibly Clem. Clem's been back helping out for a couple of seasons now.
Yeah,
maybe he wants it. He's obviously a bit more local, so that kind of
also makes sense because he's already there.
He's already there.
He knows the systems. It does make sense.
Legend. We did confirm at the start of the season he was one of our guests. He's currently checking his diary to try and squeeze us in.
Squeeze it in, yeah.
So hopefully we can get Clem in before the end of the season, and we can maybe rattle his cage about all this stuff.
Yeah.
But to
be fair, doing or not?
yeah. But to be fair, the suggestion that I actually had when I think it was James Zimmerman, a Romford fan, messaged me and asked me what I thought, and I said actually I think Jason Buckman could be a really good shout.
Could be a good old shout. It's whether the players think bringing someone completely new in is going to be the right thing. I think that will play a massive part as well. So yeah, it would just, we'll see, I guess.
Yeah, we'll see. We've got plenty of time to.
Plenty of time, and I think that's a good thing. It won't come as a shock at the end of the season that the coaches leave. And I think it's a good time to sort of announce, this is it. And I'm going to try my best to get some trophies. I think he's done it the exact perfect way. Yeah,
absolutely. I think there was one we missed actually a couple of weeks ago. Was Phil Lee's Solihull Barons.
Yes, and
he's kind of gone. He's like now before the end of the season, and Phil's
he's gone right now.
Yeah, Phil's been a part of the Barons since hockey was in black and white. I think he's been there already.
It was a big old shock up there. Which things happen though. Like no one just leaves a club they've been with for that long for no reason. Things must have happened. Whereas you can sort of tell with like the Chelsea situation, there's a lot of respect, and I think sometimes Cliff just probably thought that's all I've got in me.
Yeah, to be fair, like you said, the travelling for Cliff, they're coming from Milton Keynes all the time for the training and for all the games. I remember he used to love the Milton Keynes Thunder game because it was 5 minutes from his house. But
5 minutes down the road, yeah. And like I say all the time, these people have families. They've got families. They've got life outside of hockey. He probably just wants to do that now.
Yeah. Another thing that's again happened a little bit on social media, getting a little bit of traction around the kind of the world of UK hockey, is the Locker Room Project, which I found really, really interesting. One of the ambassadors for the Locker Room Project is Miles, the rink rookie. Miles was on ZPG a little earlier in the season.
Yeah, just before. I think it was the last episode before I joined.
I think it was, yeah, just the last episode before you joined. And Miles was he did learn to play, and he come through. He was able to go and get himself a lot of the gear himself, but not everybody is. And I said to him, I actually think I might have discussed this with someone on maybe like episode 6 or 7, like right back in the day. I think it may be completely unquoting myself, but I think it might have been 55 who was involved in the Chelmsford women's setup. And I said, is there not somewhere where kit can be donated and then can be used for people that are learning or can't afford to buy the kit? And this is a brilliant example of that, the Locker Room Pulse. And Miles is one of the ambassadors for it. Also, Anne-Marie Brown, who's the owner of EH Hockey, or I think it might be EH Hockey. There's a Canadian logo on there, but I don't want to, make a Canadian accent sound offensive. We can only do that with Christine Ashley because she appreciates it.
Yes.
But yeah, I think it's a really, really good idea for people that want to learn to play the game.
Yeah, no.
Because that's the biggest stumbling block, I think.
I think that is the issue. Like you see kids like want to play hockey after they've gone to watch games, and the parents sort of don't realise how much it actually is to play hockey because sticks alone are bloody just expensive on its own. Realistically, it's so much kit as well, and also just adults that want to learn to play but they don't know whether they're going to enjoy it, so they have that option to go and borrow some used kit already that's been donated. Because what's the point of spending that much on some kit and then you not actually enjoy playing, or you don't want to do it anymore? It's a lot of money.
I know from one of the many very good videos that Zara at Streatham puts out. She does all these brilliant questions before training and whatnot. with the guys there at the Red Hawks. She did one a few weeks ago about their equipment. And so, I mean, there's a couple of lads there, I think they're actually wearing their dad's kit. You know, it's that old, which is great to see, you know, recycling of that kind of level.
Yeah.
But so, yeah, I mean, if you are a former hockey player or you're a hockey player that's bought yourself some new kit, find the Locker Room Project on their social media and donate this old kit to them.
Donate it, yeah.
They're going to try and refurbish it and, you know, zhuzh it up as much as they can, whether that be cleaning, maybe a little bit of stitching or anything else, so that people that want to start playing can start playing. And I think it's a terrific idea.
Yeah, I think it's great.
So another little social media thing. We'll probably get to the game.
We will get to the game at some point. It's just a busy schedule before.
Yeah. I was contacted last week by the lovely people at the Blue Line Stats app, which I had to say to them I hadn't heard of the app, which you'd think as a hockey fan in the UK doing what we do, we would have heard. We should
probably know about it.
So currently the Blue Line Stats app is tracking all stats and live match results as they happen during the games as well, for the Elite League and the National League. I understand their plan is to expand into the National League conferences as well, but they asked if we would be happy to appear on their podcast page. So we have joined the guys at Slapshot Syndicate, and we've joined Mr. Anthony Russell's Banners on the Wall on their little podcast page. So it's a free app to download, but you can pay for it to get a lot more stats. And we all know hockey fans love stats.
Yeah.
So I think, especially if you follow right now, if you follow an Elite League or National League team, I think it's a must-have app.
Yes, exactly.
Which is really good, because we all appreciate, obviously, the really hard work that Joe Scutts does within IHL Stats. We'd be nowhere without it when we're trying to do a roundup of the week.
Honestly, I wouldn't have a clue. I wouldn't have a clue if it weren't for him.
I've got hockey on the telly in front of me. Latvia have scored against America. It's amazing. But I don't think it's live. I think it was earlier today. But yeah, the Blue Line Stats app, I think, a massive thanks for allowing us to be part of it.
Thank you so much.
And the only thing sometimes, we did notice there was a couple of games last week, I think, particularly in the north, when no game sheet had made its way to Joe.
Which is awful.
It's really poor. And we obviously, we were talking about earlier when we talked about people who do podcasts and stuff, we all appreciate how long this stuff takes and how much people's time. And as Katelin will know, because she's done it, game night volunteering, fucking fair play to you. The game does not happen without you. But with the game sheets, they have to be right. They have to be.
It's a must, really. I think it's a must. I mean, I haven't done it myself, but obviously I know people that have done it for Stars. You have to do it. I know volunteering can take up days. I know weekends where that's been my weekend. But at the end of the day, you do it because you love it. Surely there will be someone there to do it. If not, rush one. Something will be better than nothing. I think it's really poor that they're either incomplete or they're not, there at all.
Yeah, when they're not there at all, it's obviously very frustrating for Joe, because that kind of does a little damage on his reputation, because his stats website is so good and got so much detail on there that when he's got these brilliant box scores out, but then it's got a completely empty section, it must be very frustrating for him as much as it is for other people. So, but yeah, and then it's really important though that all the stats are on the game sheet properly for things like, I mean, if you look at what we had last week with Cam Bartlett hitting 700 points for Chelmsford, which is an amazing achievement. But would he, what if it's actually 705? Because someone's written a game sheet wrong, somewhere down the line.
Someone's written it wrong or just not done it at all.
Yeah, so but like I say, hands up, we love you. It's a massively important job in the game. Of course. But it's a whole thing of, like we said, with Stretton winning that cup and not getting a trophy, just do it better. Everything that we do within this sport, let's just do it a little bit better, because
let's just do it that extra little bit better. Yeah.
Because the people that are involved in it, be it volunteering at the clubs, security, tickets, 50-50, game sheets, DJs, explorers, whatever.
Box people, everyone.
The people at the end of the goals on the goal buzzers. you know, and or even down to independent media people like us who have taken it upon ourselves to create some media for the thing.
Yeah.
It all takes time, and it all helps. So it should all be trying to do it the very, very best of our ability, which hopefully we do.
Course, exactly that.
Hopefully people think we do that.
Yeah, I hope so.
The final little bit of news before we get to the games is some really, really good news.
Good news.
Bernard Fox is home. He is recovering at home.
He's at home, yes, after a few weeks. Well, I mean, in Romford, not even near home. He's been in, obviously, Romford Hospital. It's just nice to hear that he's doing well and he's finally home and on the mend.
Absolutely. And again, I can't remember, it was I tried to put the link on the last episode that we spoke about it. I'll do it again tonight. There is still a GoFundMe up there for Callum, because obviously these players have got insurance, but this is a collapsed lung. He's a lot of time in hospital, and obviously not going to be able to work and whatnot. So anything that you can offer to that fund will be, I'm sure, more than appreciated.
By all of his family.
Yeah, and as we're talking Solent, actually, we could just say there is a very important Solent Devils birthday today in the absolute legend that is Lee Murray. It's his birthday today, so happy birthday to Lee. Lee's always got a big squeeze for me when I go down to Solent, which is nice. So yeah, lovely stuff to see there. But right, should we talk some hockey?
Let's go on to the games, which is actually in Solent.
In Solent, yeah, we start down there. We were like umming and ahhing about going, and then we decided we bought tickets for Sunday to go to Swindon, and it was actually Jocelyn was a little bit like, you know what, I don't really fancy the 3-hour or the 6-hour drive, and I was like, but you won't be driving. But yeah, so didn't really fancy the trip, so we kept up to date online with this one. But yeah, you know what, we keep saying for the past couple of weeks, they're having a bit of a rough time, the Devils, aren't they?
They are. They're really not in form. I think genuinely, like injuries and everything, but clearly just something is going wrong from on the bench to the ice. There's not that link up, which is unfortunate for them. But yeah, they're struggling big time.
Yeah, I think as you said, the injuries. It's not that it's not even the amount of injuries. It's that the important players, the important roles in each line are missing, which, as you say, is for a team that are a systems team, that can be
really damaging.
Yeah, really damaging. And to be fair, I kind of predicted to myself privately that Chelmsford would win relatively comfortably. But to look at they actually only went down there with 14 skaters, which is, relatively short benched for,
especially for Chelmsford.
Chelmsford. But the shots on goal were 50-51. So that tells us a fairly even game.
How they tried, yeah, it does tell you they tried.
And that's just them clinical from, two players who have just been in sensational form this year in Sasha Maltsev and Cam Bartlett, taking a brace each. Really
exactly, and Maltsev, taking a break, as you said. So that's hard as it is going against that. Yeah, they might have had 14 skaters, but if you look at who the skaters are, that's the difference. Whereas certainly brought a few of their junior players up, so that sort of lays it out. There it is.
But 49 saves for Brandon Stones on the night, which is a good night's work down in Solent.
Yeah, good old night.
So I think, from what I understand, Ross Miller took a knock in the Invicta game the week before last. I think he took the neck. So he's been backing up, but not quite ready yet.
Which, understandable. At the end of the day, that matters more than a hockey game. Yeah,
but cracking night for Brandon Stones and a cracking win for Chelmsford, keeping all of this excitement alive at the top of the league.
Yeah, yes. They are.
Which got even more exciting.
So are Invicta.
In the second game of Saturday.
So are Invicta. In the next game.
I don't think either of us would have predicted this.
No. Especially not at this fixture of the two.
No. You may have seen, because they went home and hosed this past weekend, that maybe at Invicta they'd have a chance to nick one. Although we have said in recent years they've been down there and shut them out 3-0.
Yeah, they have.
Then we had the game that never finished between the two as well. So there's
and then the thing is though is I still weren't expecting this because Streatham are very much in form. You know, I think you were saying last week they're very locked in.
They're locked in,
but clearly not locked in enough on this night.
Whatever the Mo's did on that night just clearly worked. A treat for them, and we have to give a bit of a shout out and a bit of an apology. When we put our scores out at the end of the night, when we put our little post out with scores and scores for the evening, we can only really go off what comes out on social media or what we see if we're at a game. And unfortunately, because it came out that it was Mad Stoon had scored a hat trick on that night, and then for me, I thought like the headline wrote itself. Like a mad tatty, like a bit of an Alice in Wonderland type metaphor.
Yeah.
Which then when I found out that he in fact didn't quite get a hat trick, he did get the second goal and the fourth goal, but it was Luca Pascal that scored.
Not
the third goal.
The third, yes.
But you just said the way that scoring went. That is what surprises me about this game.
And also, the fact that Invicta went with 13 skaters, that's including 2 netminders as well. I was going to
say, that's 11 skaters with 2 goalies.
11 skaters, 11 plus 2.
That is 2 lines.
Already you're thinking, Streatham have got this. And sometimes, maybe, you know, the Streatham boys probably see at warm-up how little they have, you know. I'm not saying this at all, but sometimes you think you're going to just have it, you know. Sometimes you think, this is going to be easy.
That's so funny. I love it when you do that. You say, I'm not saying this, but then you actually...
I'm not saying it, but I do actually, I don't actually mean it, guys, but...
I mean, to be fair, if anything, it would be a subconscious complacency.
That's what I'm looking for, subconscious. Like,
you're warming up and you're looking out the other end of the rink and you're like...
11 skaters.
They've got 2 fucking lines.
It's going to be easy,
But I did say last week, someone said we weren't waxing lyrical enough about Dynamos. Consider them waxed. I think what an incredible result that is. And look at the shots on goal. Look at the shots on goal.
Yeah.
2, it's more than 2 to 1.
It's crazy. And that's the thing of, what you were saying earlier, the finishing, that is what matters.
Technical finishing, yeah. And the heart of, you know, I mean, Brad Winterbank obviously just stood on his head.
Yeah.
Bricked it up, one brick.
Clearly, you know, with 13 players there, that's, you know, that's a team. You can tell that's a team. They're working so hard. Yeah. Please consider them. Consider them wax, like you said. I've always said Invicta are the underdogs, and you know they are proving it.
I'm surprised that if you were going to start windy, I'm surprised that they didn't just take Nikolai's pads off and dress him as a D.
Yeah.
just to have an extra. But no, 4-2 down the straight. Like I said, they've scored 2 to 1 on the goals, and they were outshot more than 2 to 1 on the shot
2
count.
to 1. So yeah,
which is in there. It's absolutely astonishing. It's a big fair play to everyone. Aaron Conley getting the early goal for the Mo's. Jared Lane instead for the Red Hawks. But yeah, massive shouts to the Invicta Dynamos. What a win that was.
Done, yeah.
And then it seems like Slough play Cardiff every week at the moment. It's a bit odd.
I feel like they've played them so much.
Yeah. And Cardiff
surely this can't be another fixture.
No, and probably should have looked back, but I don't think I even want to know what because I think that's the last time they will play them. I don't want to know what the aggregate score is across them 4 games.
No, I don't want to. I think everyone knows we do want Cardiff to do well. Like both of us, it's like it's not pity. It's just I genuinely feel bad for them because as well with everything that did come out, you know, them players are having to pay to lose every week. That's how I see it. So I'm there like, do you know what? I do feel bad for them because no one wants to be losing like that at all. Let alone when you've took it upon yourself to pay to play for that club. No, I think after everything come out, it's like the fixtures just haven't gone their way. And, you know, the ones that have, they've made it as hard as possible for the other teams to score. But when you're going against someone like Slough, you've just got no hope.
No, you kind of have to sit in and battle and do the best you can to keep the score down. Really,
Yeah.
I'm just doing a bit of maths in the back of my head. I would imagine it's something along the lines of 50 odd goals to 3, maybe.
3, yeah.
Across the 4 games, which is astonishing. But the shots on goal as well, 69 to 9 is.
It just proves the difference of not talent but level and quality.
It's
of the
level,
players.
yeah. Like I say, everyone that plays the game at this
Hockey has
level
got talent.
Yeah. But the levels, when you're looking at, and even if you look down the scorers,
Yeah.
hat trick from Ollie Hemming-Smart, National League level player, all
Easily,
if not higher.
Higher.
What's
Higher, definitely in future.
Yeah, Juha Lindgren.
Yeah.
Could easily play a good level abroad as well, Juha.
Easily.
Takes a break. Seb Moore, re-signed for 2 years at Slough. We're saying, should he be moving up? Maybe Slough are going to move up. Maybe that's how they're going to do it. But what a quality player. Ben Ely-Newman.
Yeah. Experience as well.
But he's by no means old.
No.
But experience, won things at this level year after year after year with Streatham. Just an incredibly experienced player. Christian Moore, for me, one of the most technically gifted players in this league. And only gets himself 1 goal. Just, what they've done is just embarrassing.
That shows, when you've got a player like Chris Moore, but he's only scoring 1 goal on a night of 12-1, that shows all the other players as well are just as good. Yeah. And I think that's what Cardiff are going against. And I think we've both said Cardiff, like the team they've got right now playing against that Slough, you've got Slough that probably could go up to national and Cardiff that could do, just fly in a night of Chap 2.
Yeah. It certainly does show the level. So
yeah.
What about Sunday? Relatively quiet Britton Division Sunday, where we go, USA scored again against Latvia. I think my foot's getting stuck. Stuck everywhere.
Just everywhere.
Absolutely right. USA are playing Latvia. Like I said, I don't know if it was earlier today or it's live, but it's on in front of me, but behind my computer screen. So if I do seem distracted, then that is why. But yeah, so the second game between Invicta and Streatham, they went home and hose this weekend. This was a hard fought game. This was. Yeah. And this would have been a reaction performance from Streatham.
From the night before, yeah.
Paints does not like losing. Like most sportsmen, he's not a good loser.
And it's not even that; it's the sort of fight for top 4 now. Not obviously they will be in top 4, but where they finish, fight for it is so on. And losing games like ones against Dynamos, that would have infuriated him. Yeah.
So when they went down there, they look a couple more skaters for the Dynamos. They had 14 skaters on the Sunday, so they're getting a couple more guys back in.
Yeah.
The shots on goal from the game, for me, that's what tells the story of the game.
That was defence.
Yeah, it was defence against attack. It was virtually a training session for Streatham.
And they just needed to put it in the net.
Yeah, which they did
twice.
Once properly through Danny Ingoldsby, and then a late empty netter from Alan Lack.
Yeah.
You kind of think you can't ask for any more out of 14 skaters at Dynamos than skating hard against that Red Hawk side at home, skating hard all night, and in the end pulling a goalie to try and get to OT. You've done things right.
And as well, playing Stratton the night before as well with only 13 players. So, that is what I'm saying. You've got 14 players on that night. They have absolutely worked their asses off. So sometimes it's not how many players you have. Sometimes it's the players you have there. And clearly they play for that. They play for the badge.
They do. And if you look at it on an aggregate, it's 4-4 over the weekend. Yeah. So I think that's a positive that they can take from that. And
take from it, yeah.
I think particularly with the Devils losing that game to Chelmsford on Saturday, I think our top 4 is locked in now. I think that's done.
Yeah, I think that'll be it anyways. But obviously it's now just seeing who finishes first, second, third,
where,
and potentially fourth, you know. Dynamos could finish third. This could be, you know.
Like, well, to be fair, I mean, I would enjoy that, because if they finish fourth, it's going to be Dynamos against Solent in the playoff quarter-final. And it's been that way for so many years.
Long.
You know, either one of them finishing fourth or fifth. You know, other than that, they did meet in the semi-finals in 22-23, which was astonishing, with Dynamos winning 3-1 with like 12 seconds on the clock.
Go, yeah.
No, yes, that was, you know, one of the most incredible things I've ever seen in British hockey. That was, but and it always seemed to be that second semi-final at the playoff weekend would throw something up like that, because the year before it had been exactly the same, with Chelmsford leading 3-1 with 9 seconds to go, and Bristol pulled it back to 3-3.
3-3, yeah.
So yeah, it's crazy stuff. But the final game then was at the Riverside. I went to this one. It was my first home game for Chelmsford since the start of the season.
Oh my God! Well, the night I was actually in Invicta.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was end of October. That was.
Yeah, it's been a long
time. That.
So it was lovely to see a lot of the people that I always see there. The kind of the area where I normally sit is a great crowd of people. So it was lovely to see everybody, and everyone's so nice, and always says such lovely things, which is always really, really good. But the game itself, Swindon stuck with Chelmsford for two legs, big time. They were very good, and
that's what I've sort of been saying. They're sort of getting their form back, where they're making it really hard for the bigger teams to beat them. That's what they're doing. They're back to their form from the start of the season.
Yeah, they are. And look, to be fair, and also there was a lovely, lovely thing that I saw, which we shared on our Facebook as well.
Yes. Before
the game started. I saw, as Ross Miller was leaving the ice after warm-ups, that he stopped and spoke to Ben Clark-Leach. And
we have confirmed.
We have confirmed, because I said, there's Ross Miller congratulating Ben on starting for GB the night before, and then starting for Swindon Wildcats to Chelmsford on the Sunday, which is just crazy.
Yeah.
And as soon as I saw
me and Ben
that
actually spoke about that.
Did you?
Yeah, we spoke about that, how, just the difference for him is crazy. You know, you go from playing Cardiff Fire to...
Oh, yeah, no, yeah. In the actual recording, you said that.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah. I thought you were talking about an off-air combat.
No.
Yeah, so when I saw this happening, I straight away looked at Simon Douglas, and obviously Simon is just so good at what he does.
Great photographer.
Of course he could see it, and he was taking pictures of it. And it was, for me, it was brilliant to see one goalie pumping another goalie's tyres, because that young man was playing for his country the night before.
And now
everybody should have been pumping his tyres that night.
Absolutely. The whole rink should have been fucking applauding him when his name was announced.
Yeah. And I was kind of surprised that the DJ didn't mention it when he announced him or anything like that. And I know it's an away player, but we're in the third tier.
Yeah.
And he's just played for his country. So I
also he's so young still.
Yeah.
So, he's just played for his country at, I think, 18.
Senior level. Yeah, senior level. So, obviously there's always guys at our level that have played juniors, like 17s, 18s, 21s and stuff with GB. But, yeah, for the senior GB team, everybody should have been pumping his tyres that night, which, it was brilliant to see from Ross. I love to see that. For me, that's sportsmanship. I love that.
Yeah, that is what sports is about.
Absolutely. But so yeah, the game itself, it was a relatively slow start. Come out, they did take the lead. Swindon pegged them back, 2-1 up, pegged back, 3-2 up, pegged back, and then it was when they came out for the third. That was like watching a pure Cliff Chelmsford side.
Yeah,
they were brutal. They were faster. They were harder. They finished every hit. The passes were tape to tape. Everything just worked, and the 3 goals in the third period were terrific finishes, including a goal for Kieran Rayner, which I think was actually his first goal of the season, but it's his 50th point for the Chieftains, which is amazing, because it was in the programme before that he was 1 point away from 50, but 2 minor penalties away from 400 penalty minutes. And in our section, including Josh, my daughter, because Kieran's her favourite player, we were like, he's definitely going to get to 400 minutes before he gets to 50 points.
50 points.
He ended the night on 50 points and 398. penalty minutes. So he's
he proved you wrong.
So it was great to see Reigns get on the scoreboard and do that. I did say, I said to the people sitting around him, it has taken him 5 years, but he mainly has been playing in D. So
let him off.
We do let him off. But great to see Reigns getting to that 50-point mark. Tom Saw again scoring. I was really intrigued to see Ewan Morrison in action for the first time, and just to see where he would slot in on the lines, because obviously we have waxed lyrical, because I would anyway, about the Bartletts and Sasha Maltsev in that line one, because that link has just been terrific.
It's immense.
Yeah, they're actually all getting better as they play with each other even more as well, which is crazy. But obviously when Alan Lack left, there was a gap in the third line. Regan O'Neill has been an absolute sensation for Chelmsford. And, we said it, didn't we? Because
we said it before we realised it had been announced.
We were recording, so we didn't know anything had been announced. And he has been a sensation at Chelmsford. Really, really good.
Sometimes you just fit in, and if you do, it's just perfect. Yeah. And I think that is exactly what they needed after Lackey leaving. And then obviously the signing of Ewan Morrison, we've said before that, sometimes I think they do need that, other input, and it seems he's just slotted in as well. I think that's his, third or fourth game. He's already got a few goals. He's got 5 assists already. Yeah,
he got a couple of assists Sunday night. The hands are fucking unreal. Great speed, but honestly, the hands, it's just... the skill level is just phenomenal, but it's great to see, and again that could be a little catalyst going into the end of this year, knowing that they've got to do Cliff proud for this final couple of months of the season, and
they've got to keep their points up.
They have indeed, So another terrific weekend. These leagues, they don't disappoint. That's what I love about this league. They don't disappoint. Never.
And, it's getting to the end of the season, and this league is getting really, really exciting because, we have no idea who's gonna win it.
No, I think we could probably count out Invicta for winning the league. I can't see that happening, but it's definitely going to be between Slough, Streatham and Chelmsford. And I'm absolutely buzzing to be going to Chelmsford against Streatham on Sunday night coming. Streatham have got a hell of a weekend, to be fair.
They have.
They're going to play Slough on Saturday in the Valentine's special. Slough are going to be wearing these, lovely pink jerseys. There's going to be no love lost between the two whatsoever. And it's a precursor for the cup final that happens the week later. I'm pretty sure that happened last time these two met in the cup final. They played in the league the week before.
I feel like this happens to Streatham a lot because they did it with Swindon in the semi-final. But no, that's going to be a good game. Normally that would be a fixture I'd be at.
You'd be all over that. But you're having Galentine's, aren't you, this week? You're having Galentine's?
No, I'm having Galentine's in Solent.
Oh, yeah, you're going to Solent. Do you know what it is at Solent? It's team night in Solent.
On the Sunday, which I'm not going to.
Oh, no. That's savage.
Otherwise, I'd be there in a boiler suit.
You're going to see the Rising Stars against the Junior Devils, aren't you? On
yes, Saturday? I am. A bit of NIHL2 action, which, I have really enjoyed going to NIHL2 games this season. But yeah, it's a shame, obviously, Slough and Streatham are facing each other because I would love to be at that, but it's already been planned that I'm going to Solent.
Yeah. And while we're talking NIHL2 South, I want to pump tyres of Milton Keynes Thunder.
Milton Keynes, yes.
7 on the bounce.
7 wins in a row.
They've beaten the Phantoms as well. No one have beaten the Phantoms so far this season.
Yeah. They are doing incredibly well, and it just proves that going down is not always a bad thing. They did it right to build that club up, and they are doing it the exact right thing, and it's going so well for them, and I'm really happy for all of them there.
Yeah, I'm really happy for everyone there, for Tim, for Lauren, for Will, for all the players. We've had Charlie Conroy's been a guest on the podcast. He's a terrific guy, and I just love what they're doing there. And they've got Peterborough again this weekend.
So see if they make it 8.
Yeah, coming to the Thunderdome. But yeah, brilliant for that. And same things happening up north. Do you know what I mean? The leagues are just so exciting.
They are. This season has been really good just for hockey in NHL 1 and 2, North and South. It's been so just entertaining.
Yeah, and I do think we could have the North 1 winner this weekend.
Winners, yes, I think.
If it goes their way.
Yes, I think that is very true, which it would be.
It'd be quite early to win the league, wouldn't it, before the cup?
It is early, but, you know, it's happened before, and it just proves how well they are doing.
Yeah, to be fair, Blackburn have just been...
Blackburn, yeah. If you don't know who we're on about, it is
Blackburn.
we're
on about Blackburn. We're on about the Blackburn. They've literally licked their wounds from last season where Billingham just drove a truck over everybody up north.
Everyone. Which they haven't done this year.
No, it's been a proper strange year for Billingham this year.
Really weird. But no,
like
Blackburn.
I said, it would be good to see different teams at the Steel City Showdown.
It is.
That would be good.
It will be, and obviously different for me. It won't be for you because you're not.
No, I won't be there. But England Ice Hockey have shared today that is coming. Steel City Showdown details are coming very, very soon. So that would be ticket details, times, because obviously they've got some things they need to improve on from the last time because, you know, we were in that rink till fucking 12:30 at night finishing the games.
I hope I'm not. I was shattered at Edinburgh. Please don't do it to me.
But it was, every time I've spoken about Steel City Showdown, I can't speak highly enough of it. It was terrific. You know, what a great
I'm really excited for that weekend.
It will be fantastic, and hopefully, you know, all the games live up to it as well. But it's so difficult to try and put 4 finals in one day because you can't just stop celebrations to say you're right. Now you have to get off the ice.
You can't do that. No,
you've just won. You know, your playoffs, and you know you should be able to celebrate. The only thing I thought they could maybe do is use the rink, like the other rink, for warm-ups, so that you're kind of saving 20 minutes between
each time, yeah.
Between the games.
The next game warm-up while you're celebrating.
Yeah, so that way, you know, then hockey will kind of roll. So, yeah, that would be good. But we'll wait and see what happens with that. So, obviously, once all the ticket details come out, we'll share all the details about that. And for Cardiff Fire, as we were saying earlier about, you know, them getting better, they could have a few new fans next year because I think the Devils fans are a little bit peeved at the season ticket prices that have been put out for next year.
I think this is becoming an ongoing problem just in hockey in general. You know, you had the issues with pricing for the Final Four and now season ticket prices. I think it's not okay.
No, and I hope we're not having that conversation about the Steel City Showdown when that comes out.
I really hope not. I really do not hope that will happen.
I think, as we said, how entertaining this level has been this year, that it can truly offer value for money, this level.
Yeah, of course it can.
Which is great.
Cool.
So,
the last thing.
We've actually squeezed all of that into quite a short episode.
We have tried. I mean, thankfully there weren't many games. I think if there was about 8 games, we would have been done. There was just a lot to talk about before, but we do have one more thing.
We do. We're going to keep talking about it until we do it.
Yes, it's coming up.
Couple of weeks now, isn't it? So, it's 10 days. 10 days away. Essex Podcast Festival. Could be 9 days away by the time people hear this.
Hearing this, yeah.
That's the weird thing with podcasts, because they're not live. People can listen to it whenever. So mentioning the date is completely irrelevant because you just don't know when people are listening.
Don't know when people are listening.
Yeah, February 22nd. I'm so excited about this.
Making the good old journey to Essex. So I actually finally meet you.
Yeah.
We've actually never met. I've seen you walk. Oh, I've got a dog in my room. But no, I have seen you at Chelmsford and stuff. You know, I think we said hello to each other, but that was before I was even doing any media stuff. But yeah, I'm actually going to meet you. Yeah,
I think it's going to be so much fun. We're going to be able to discuss the finals that are happening all over the National League and the national conferences. It's all finals that weekend. You know, we might have a little bit of news from next week's episode where we'll have Nick Rothwell on. We can discuss that as well. So the picture of you with Nick, you were wearing a Reed Tribe hat, and I do hope there might be one for me.
I think that is yours, which I will bring down.
To go with my little collection. So yeah, if you are available and you are free, unfortunately, there is no hockey in Chelmsford.
Okay, no.
Which is a real shame, because it would have been really terrific to do that episode and then go straight to the
Chieftains
Riverside
game or
and watch
Warriors
Chieftains
game.
or Warriors or something. But neither of them have made the cup final, and there's no extra league fixtures and whatnot that are taking place. And that's a good shame. You were saying we're 4-1 now. This is incredible. This game. But we are going to be in the Club Cafe on Molsham Street in Chelmsford, which is in the sort of pedestrianised sort of city area. So there's loads of parking on the outside of Chelmsford. It's a Sunday, so there's not many parking restrictions on the inside of Chelmsford. Just come down, have a coffee, watch us record the episode. Get involved. We might do a little bit if there is enough people there or / any people there. We will. We might even ask for a little bit of feedback live. What do you think about this? And it's to be part of the Essex Podcast Festival I think it's a really really big deal for us. It's so big because
as well, just being in a set, getting it filmed. It's just I don't know. It just feels like an honour. Yeah, and
they're going to film it for us. They're going to record it for us. Then they're going to send us the stuff so we can do what we like with it. And it's hello up.
She won't leave me alone.
And it's actually really cool recording in a setting like that. It is really cool. It does kind of make you feel a little bit different about because I have done it before because I did a family podcast. Me and my wife and my daughter. We did a podcast called A Family Affair, and we're in a proper studio in Brighton with sofas and big mics and stuff. So it looked like an episode of the Buckleys. It was it does. It makes you feel really, really good about it, and it's. Yeah,
I am really excited for it. I really am.
Yeah, I think it's going to be really cool. But we're gonna in the Club Cafe. We're gonna have loads of jerseys hanging out.
Jerseys, loads of retro ones.
Yeah, so as much as the two of us have got, we'll be hanging up. We'll have our ZPG jerseys out as well.
We will, yes.
And it's just going to be so good. I'm so much looking forward to it.
I'm really looking forward to it.
So that's February 22nd. It is 3:30.
Yeah, 3:30. And also you don't have to have a ticket to come in.
No, it's completely free. First come, first served. So 3:30 at the Club Cafe, Molsham Street in Chelmsford. Come and have a coffee or a slightly stronger adult drink, and come and sit us watch and record Zero Pucks Given, because
why not?
No one's ever been able to come and sit and watch us record it, which is a cool thing. And I'm glad they're not doing it tonight because I'm in a hotel in Wales and I haven't got any trousers on.
Yes. Well, I've got that.
But it would be brilliant. Like I say, and for people that are obviously local to Chelmsford, because that's like the essence and origin of the podcast, is just being about Chelmsford Chieftains originally, and the fans of the club getting so involved when it first started and everything. So it would be lovely to see as many of them as possible.
Chelmsford fans.
If they wanted to come down and see us, record an episode, or heckle, throw things.
Don't heckle me too much, Kyle.
But it'd be terrific. Like I said, I'm really looking forward to meeting you as well.
I am, It'd be actually nice to finally have a ZPG meet-up.
Nice one. Well, thank you so much for your time, as always.
As usual, you too.
Mental weeks. And again, I just want to extend my thanks for you going all the way to Edinburgh to represent us.
Of course, no, honestly. I mean, I've always wanted to go to Edinburgh, so it gave me an excuse to go.
Ticked it off the list.
Yes, it did.
Well, 2 episodes next week, because we'll have Nick Rothwell on talking retrial, and we'll be talking about all the games that go on this week, where we'll have a little bit of a review from you from Solent Juniors against Oxford Rising Stars.
Rising Stars, and wherever I end up Sunday as well.
And I will be at Chelmsford versus Streatham on Sunday, which is going to be a humdinger.
If only I live closer to Chelmsford.
Nice one, Katelin. We'll see you next week.
See you next week, guys.